Alright everyone, I'm calling today, February 9th, Student Government Association meeting to order at 3:16 p.m. First up is roll call. Vice President Balfour here, Senator Biagini. Here. Graphic designer Kurtai. Here. Senator Sapolsky. Here. Treasurer Fell. Here. DDE Frank. Here. Senator Gabray. Garabay, that's all we need. Chief of Staff Geary. Here. Reporting Secretary Hildebrand. Here. Senator Lories. Here. Communications Director Lucero. Here. Senator Mahone.
Physically here, mentally we'll see.
Thank you for the honesty. Senator Petrovsky. Here. President Rangel. Here. Senator Roberts. Here. Senator Sharifi. Here. Dewey Smith. Here. Parliamentarian Reid. Here. Alright, that's everyone is here. Yippee! Alright, so first up we've got the approval of last week's minutes. So last week we talked about Christian's UCC meeting. We discussed some Globe interviews and the prep for the semester. We also had some senators turn in some calendars basically outlining their plans for the semester, which I really appreciate. We talked about Treasurer Fell's funding period, which closed last Friday and we're going to be voting on today. We also talked about turnover and archival reports, as well as talking a lot about Lawrence Hall flooding. So would anyone like to motion to approve last week's minutes? Senator Sapolsky, would anyone like a second? Senator Petrovsky? All right, for this week on the agenda, sorry about that. We've got Christian talking about upcoming speakers and dorm storming. I'm talking about breaking news with the Globe, which we talked about last week. Chief of Staff Geary is going to be talking about elections. We've got some constitutions to vote on today. We also have Spring 2 to vote on today. We have a couple other reports from our DDE. And then that should be it for today. The business section should be the longest out of all this. Oh, and we're also announcing our first senator for the week, so that's going to be exciting. Would anyone like to motion to approve this week's agenda? I was going to call on you. Senator Roberts, and then Senator Sharifi second. So first open floor, does anyone have anything to talk about? Okay, cool. Executive reports. President Rangel will be going first.
All right. I was hard at work sending out some emails, and I got Tracy, the new VP of Finance, to come in a couple weeks to one of our meetings. So she'll talk about, introduce herself, talk about her goals and initiatives, whatnot, if we have any questions. I also got the new Dean of Arts and Sciences. So if you have any Arts and Sciences questions, who is all in the
It's a gray area.
Arts and Sciences like psych, history,
Well, so if you have any questions for her, she'll be coming, more so, I think after the elections is when she's most available, so look forward to that. And other than that, we got dorm storming, so elections are coming up, so we're going to market the hell out of that, try to get some engagements, go around, put flyers under people's doors. That's going to be happening this week, so if you have a door, look for a flyer. And that's all.
From me, I kind of brainstormed breaking news last week, and so I reached out to Gavin at the Globe, and I said, hey, I've got this idea. He said, what do you think about that? Okay, sounds good. So we're going to be meeting on Friday to discuss putting in place a procedure for, emergency interviews or something of the sort, just to let the students know that the admin knows what's going on and wants to communicate with the students in a more effective way. That's all from me. So next is Chief of Staff Geary.
Alright. Hey everyone, so we have a bunch of elections coming up. I'll talk about the one that is going to be coming up the soonest, which is the fact that we are replacing our President Pro Tempore. The position is currently vacant, and so for those of you who were here last semester, we're going to run kind of a similar procedure to what we did last time. For those of you who weren't, essentially President Pro Tempore is the position that is from the senatorial body that joins us for our executive cabinet meetings and serves as the kind of like the gateway between senators and the executive cabinet, just to speak on behalf of y'all in those meetings with us, and make sure that you guys are doing what you need to do, and also runs the Student Innovation Committee. So
It's also paid,
it's also
$500.
okay. It has some extra office hours associated with it. I believe it's 3 hours a week, and then obviously the committee meeting, things like that. Those elections will be happening at our next meeting, so if you're interested, think about it. If you have any questions, come talk to Christian, Madigan, me, and we'll kind of give you a lowdown on what that position looks like. But yeah, start thinking about it if you want to be our next PPT. In the larger scale of things, for those of you who will be still at Point Park next year, the president, vice president, and senatorial elections are coming up here pretty soon as well. We have moved them up quite a bit from last year, just so we can get a good training period in with all of you for whoever will be coming in next, and get our new executive cabinet off and running with some more one-on-one training and things like that before they start their positions. So ballot applications open for president, vice president, and senator for the 2026-27 school year on next Monday, and they'll close on next Friday. So that's from the 16th to the 20th. They will be open. If anybody has any questions about running for president or vice president, obviously talk to Christian, talk to Madigan, talk to me. We're also working on some informational materials that you can take with you from the office and look over your own time. So that should be in probably sometime this week, if not early next week. As just a reminder for senators who want to stay senators, you do not automatically roll over. So you do have to re-get on the ballot and rerun for senatorship and do all of that again to stay a senator for the fall term for next year, or else you have to wait until the fall elections. So it's good to get in early if you think you want to stick around already. Yeah, that's all I got.
Right, next up is parliamentary meeting.
So as you can see, we've got 2 constitutions to vote on today. It's really just bowling club, racing club, and then next week I'll come back with some elections amendments to for the constitution and bylaws, and then that's pretty much it for me.
I also want to welcome our new Dewey Chair, Smith. So welcome. If you want to raise your hand. They don't have anything to report. I just wanted to call them. The clock.
Okay.
And then finally, from our executive reports, we've got our director of document engagement, Frank.
Hello everyone. So this past week I did some research into local landscaping groups, garden groups, and florists in the area. I found a few that I'm mostly interested in, two of the main ones I'm interested in. There's a business called Armful of Flowers up in Mount Washington that look very promising, and on the south side there's a business called Plantscape Inc. I did this research into the both of them, looking to get in contact with them soon. I'm attempting to reach out to Heather Fiedler again to set up regular meetings with her to collaborate with the Center for Community and Civil Engagement. She's not replied to my emails, so I'm going to have to seek her out in person. And I had my meeting last week with Chief of Staff Gary. We talked for a little while about how things have been going, had a lovely meeting. That's about it. Continuing research this week.
Next up, we've got 2 committee reports, so we'll start with finance.
Yes, so Finance Committee met for the spring loan funding period. We have a total of $6,455 requested from the clubs. Our operating budget is $10,000. There were a couple requests that were denied for being against the sale and SGA funding rules, but all in all, we were able to approve everything. And Finance Committee recommends that we approve this one. So are you able to pull that up? I said it.
We're going to pull it up during business.
Okay, cool.
And you won't have to reintroduce it. We'll just go right to discussion. And then before we get into our senator reports, our comms committee is going to name our first senator of the week.
Okay, so this first senator of the week, the way this is going to work for a bit of an overview, the first senator of the week was voted on by the exec cab to recognize new initiatives, hard work, just achievements throughout the week. And then moving forward, we're going to have the previous senator of the week appoint the new senator of the week just so you guys can kind of recognize each other for your hard work. So we have this plaque that we ordered. It says, Bestest Senator of the Week, and this week it's going to Jay.
Hello?
Wait, what?
So true.
So this is for your work last semester with Boost
So
on
you can see
Weekends.
some
It got a lot of attention and it got a lot of people talking.
Thank you. Wait, do I get to keep this?
For
Or
So
is
you
it for
get-
1 week?
So it's a
One
plaque that you get to use in our meetings for this week, and then at this time next week, you'll hand it to the next person.
And then, to kind of explain a bit of what we're gonna do with this as far as like social media goes.
Oh my god. I have to take a picture of this. My name's just blasted on the board.
Let me be part of your symphony, Jay.
You are always welcome in my symphony night. Everyone is.
Okay, so moving forward with like Center of the Week expectations, we are going to do an Instagram takeover. So Jay, this week it will be you. We're gonna give you the account login, and then you can basically do like whatever appropriate story post you want. So whether that's gonna be like a day in my life, or like you can borrow our mic and go around and interview people. You get to pick whatever day of the week, so whatever day you kind of have whatever going on that you want to showcase or time to do it. Yeah, so just basic stuff, probably like introduce your name, major, what you've been working on, stuff like that. We can get more into the specifics, but it's basically going to be like a day-long Instagram takeover for the Center of the Week. And you're going to get like a story post, like of Center of the Week. That's about it.
So start thinking about who should get it next week. And start trying to get Jay's attention and get it next week. So with that, Senator reports, what are you guys up to? I know that some people are helping plan Multicultural Festival. That's going to be with our Dewey Committee, Grace Smith. So now that's going to be the contact moving forward for that. And once the to meet is filled out, y'all will start getting together for like meetings on when Multicultural Festival is and what's going to be happening and all that good stuff. Are there any other initiatives other than Multicultural Festival that people are working on right now?
Is the bestest senator of the week have been?
Nothing crazy changed from last week, from what I reported. I'm so sorry, guys. I will ask where, like, 'cause, I mean, I know we get some emails just from like random Point Park people knowing about volunteering, but is there any like other resources?
For volunteering?
Yeah.
One big thing is going to be Pioneer Community Week. We're going to be partnering with the community center, or the Center for Civic Engagement. And so that whole week, there are going to be a bunch of volunteering opportunities listed through that office.
What is that?
They're like right across the street. I know that DDE Frank
No.
knows where that office is, and I think Sienna knows where the
Yes,
office is.
yes. When is that?
When is the week?
Sorry, when is the week? Not this month. Maybe next month?
You told me yesterday.
Yeah, well, I was
At
looking at a
least 1
calendar
week this
yesterday.
month.
It starts March
It's
30th.
March 30th.
Okay, it starts March 30th.
Awesome.
And it ends in April, not May, like the postcard says. My bad, guys.
We're like, what the heck did we
It's, yeah, it's not
Pioneer
a month,
Week.
that's
Pioneer
what
Week.
Yeah, so that'll be internal volunteering opportunities. Are you looking for just like around the city, just like generally?
I mean, that too, honestly. I don't have like an extreme amount of time, but I got time.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyone have any volunteering recommendations for good? Yes, Sienna?
Not to plug, but the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation is always looking for volunteers at their office on the north side.
The what foundation?
The Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation, we're an LGBT nonprofit that does a lot of different things in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a pretty big one. Senator Cebulski?
No.
Never mind. DDE Frank?
If you want to stick closer to campus, or on campus, the Pioneer Pantry always comes next to your hands.
Please, sorry, I run that, please.
I've been meaning to visit Point Country before, but I've not gone yet.
I would love to see it.
Yeah, go volunteer.
I will.
All right, anything else that the Senators have to? Senator?
Not so far, but tomorrow, me and Garrett, tomorrow we are planning on going to Point Cafe and writing down a bunch of the prices there, and then going around town to see the nearby prices, see which ones really are better, and if Point Cafe does actually have the better prices.
I love that. That's great. We've been talking about that for a while, so it'll be interesting to see that analysis. Okay. And does anyone need any help, like jumping onto an initiative or anything? Or does everyone have what they're working on all set? Yeah?
On account of my absence.
Okay. Who needs help?
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand if you need help. Senator Sharifi, what do you need help with?
I'm not working on anything, so
Oh, okay.
I'd be like open to work with anything.
Okay, cool. And then Jay, did you raise your hand, Jay?
Yes,
Okay.
I, like with the booth, I don't really know who to contact
Yeah.
to talk
I was
about
gonna get
the
with you and
B3.
yeah. So do you guys want to be on the culinary committee with me and Jay?
Sure.
How do you guys feel about that? Yeah? Are you good with that? Okay. Then we will figure out a time to meet with culinary, and the Globe is also willing to work with us on that. So get some more coverage talking about that. Senator President?
Senator President, did everyone see the menus posted?
Go look, right here.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
Right in the
That's
scoop,
all.
guys, in your email.
All right, if no senators have anything else to report, then we will move on to new business. So does anyone want to motion to discuss Spring One funding? Senator Sobolski, would anyone like to second? Senator Mahoney? All right. So this is what Sam introduced earlier, and I'll let him take it away. This is not the right one? This is what you said, Tucker.
It's like $12.
I just took it from this. Okay. It's gonna take its time. Oh, it just updated.
Yeah, there we go. So, total funding requested was $6,454.86. Out of our $10,000 budget. There are some cool events in there. I think BSU has a lot of cool events for Black History Month and some stuff for relating to March Madness that they wanted to plan. So that's cool. CCO has their weekly meetings. Some of the funding in there is for the school palms trip to help offset the cost of that for certain clubs, which I think is a good expense there. And then it looks like Sports Comm was requesting some more technology for their broadcasts and stuff. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, anything to discuss with this? It looks all standard. Everyone's good with it? Okay. Sienna?
Can you talk about the no competition the students know in BSU?
Yes, so one of our funding rules is that we don't provide compensation to clubs to give to students. So BSU had requested that we give the money to pay students who were working at one of their events. We can't do that, just as part of our funding guidelines and for the school financially. It's not a clean process. So we just don't automatically go.
Okay.
Anything else? All right. All those in favor of approving Spring 2 funding as is? Spring 1 funding as is? All abstained? All opposed? All right, it passes unanimously. That's beautiful. Gorge. All right, next up is our bowling constitution. Would anyone like to motion to discuss our bowling constitution? Senator Sobolski, would anyone like to second? Senator Petrowski? Alrighty, so the bowling club, they've got a recreational team and they've got a competitive team, and that's all I know. Sienna, take it away.
Okay, so, yeah, it's a Woodford University Bowling Club. Basically, the way the merchant works, they have like, you can just join, but for like regular members, it's just like, you can just play casually. You might have to participate in like paying for like lane fees or like stuff like that that comes up. They also have competitive team, like a little like other thing going on called competitive tier, where like you have to like pay for like your uniforms and like all the things, the kind of like just like expenses that come with like being a competing bowling team. It seems like a really cool opportunity and a cool thing to have on campus. So I'm in favor of approving this.
You need someone to record the bowling? I thought that there was like a little screen that did that for you now. I just think that's fun.
There is a little screen, but like I think it's like for documentation. Like go back when like
Yeah, I was just making a joke. Sorry, guys. President Rangel.
Is anyone here an avid bowler?
I was in like a bowling league last year, but I was by far like the worst player in the entire league. Like, well below the next worst person. So, yes, but no, not really.
My dad's in the Pittsburgh Firefighter Bowling League every year. They're pretty active.
do they know where we're gonna be bowling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
They do.
Bolero, right?
Yes.
I think it's
I think it's Bolero Keeley. Do you happen to remember off the top of your head where the bowling club is going to be bowling at?
I do believe it's called Bolero, and it's in
Okay.
Carnegie.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, they've got it figured out. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else to discuss with this? Okay. All those in favor of approving the Point Park University Bowling Club as is? All those abstain? All those opposed? Passes unanimously. Yippee! Imagine there's confetti like when it's campus.
Wait, that'd be so cool.
All right. Who would like to motion to discuss the Pioneer Racing Club? Senator Sobolski. Would anyone like to second that? Senator Petrowski, thank you. Oh, it's a lot. I have a lot of thoughts on this one. It's crazy. Sienna.
So basically, as you can see here, they're basically taking what they learn in the classroom and like manufacturing a one-seater race car. This seems really fun, honestly. And I know in the past, if I remember correctly, we did have a Pioneer Racing Club on campus. I think it'd be cool to bring it back, and I also think it'd be cool for like students to do like more like competitive events like that on campus. So I'm all for approving this.
Does anyone have any questions? Senator Sobolski.
Okay, so building a one-seater race car is extremely expensive. How are they getting their money?
They are working with the engineering department, and they get this huge grant that gives them, I forget what the number was, but it's like millions
Yeah.
to build this. So it is a grant that they do get. I think what they've asked for in the past from SGA funding has been like smaller parts or like wooden frames or like little pieces that make sense, but the larger expenses definitely go to the engineering department in that sense.
All right. Second question. They have a paid membership, if I'm reading that right.
Uh-huh.
They have to, at least officers have to be a part of this paid organization, the engineering, whatever
Society
it's
of
called.
Automotive Engineers.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I was told I was specifically not allowed to do that, and everyone gave me shit for trying, but...
Okay.
And I know it's not going specifically like back to the club, but it's going to something else. I don't know how that works. If we're even allowed to do that.
Is it bad that like this is I looked through it and I did not notice that because they mentioned it. I just didn't know until right now.
So
is that
Good catch. I like when things are cool.
Good catch.
That's
Great question.
the only thing I spent time on yesterday.
I'm not quite sure where to put this, because again, like, again, Oregon last, this is since we've been yes, or was like paid membership type thing. I mean, like, having to pay a card fee to participate kind of feels like it's not really like anyone can join regardless of price. It's not also like the bowling league, for example, where it was like, you can be like fully a member, you just won't compete in things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mandatory for all members, or?
Students must, so I'm
Yeah,
assuming
must
schools.
is okay.
Okay. And I have a third thing I'm sure we're done talking about. Actually, maybe even more, so.
Let's move to someone else and then we can come back to you, is that
Okay,
okay?
yeah.
Senator Petrovsky, I saw your hand raised.
Oh, where would they be racing?
That's another question I was also wondering, do we know?
I have a list.
Or, yeah.
So
Keely, where are they racing?
from my understanding, they're just building the model.
Well, it says they're racing it, they're taking it to
Yeah, it
competition.
says
They're taking it to
competition.
competition.
Then that's a question you need to ask them.
All right.
Yeah.
So I feel like they gotta test it somewhere, right? Like,
And
there's nowhere on our
testing
campus to
stuff.
do that. No, but like, I'm serious.
We're
Where are
talking
they
about
training
3
for?
o'clock in the morning, Boulevard of the Allies.
Perfect. I hear
I hear it at 3
I know it right. I'm saying it happens all the time.
Yelling on the street at 3 a.m. I don't need that.
3 a.m. Senator Mahone.
Yeah, I would like some clarity on what the rule is around like dues-based membership for clubs. Because I was specifically told that that counts as like a barrier to entry that violates the like, whatever the non-exclusion clause that is
non-exclusionary
required
clause.
to be had.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this is actually even more restrictive than what I tried to do. Which was, anyone can join, but you need to be a dues payer to vote on things in the club. This sounds like you need to be a dues payer to like participate at all. So I guess like I'm not gonna like vote this down to be petty about it, but I do think it would be good to get some clarification on what those rules are, just for future reference.
You have clarification.
I don't. I have some points of information. So, one, you should not at all say you're sorry for voting something down. That's literally why we do this. Right? Literally, the whole point is so that you all can challenge what something is. No, like it's not for them to decide, it's for you all. So please know, this is literally what you're supposed to be doing. So this is a good thing. Two, this may be a choice where we ask them to come in, and it may be a better thing for them to come in and explain this a little bit more to us. And then lastly, just to be clear, we do have organizations on campus that do pay dues. So I do want to be clear about that, just to be fair. We do have organizations that pay dues.
So Riley, do you have any old business that we should bring?
I'll get back to you next week.
I will say though, it is a really good point, right? In all fairness, it's a really good point that has to be decided. Like if you do have dues, but we say anybody's allowed to join, and somebody can't join because they can't afford the dues, like that's a good conversation that needs to be had. Does that mean that others absorb it for them? Does that mean, I don't know, but it's a really good point to bring up. Like, should we allow dues, and if we do, how does that work? It's a very valid point.
The senators a week's got me.
That's the senator of the week.
Has to get the
Senator Sabelski.
All right. I think maybe last thing I have to say. So, the advisor section. It's, I guess that makes sense, but this seems like a really dangerous thing to be doing. As somebody who works on their own car and is a, I guess, hobby mechanic. Is this advisor gonna? I assume it's a engineering faculty member.
I'm gonna guess it's like the liaison between the grant.
Okay.
And the club.
the grant and the club.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which doesn't need to be in the Constitution.
Yeah. But safety-wise, how is that going to be even handled?
Yeah, are there safety concerns? How are we feeling about this? Is
Bad.
This, yeah, bad, okay. Senator Biagini.
I was also brought up to Zoe, like, yeah, like what safety precautions are gonna be put in like
measure if someone does get hurt, is that the university's fault? Like, is that the individual's fault?
I know that a lot of other universities have racing clubs like this, like CMU, I'm pretty sure I've seen has like a pretty similarly set up club to this. And so I would be interested about how other universities have dealt with liability and safety for this in the past. But how do we feel like we want to research that and like bring that in when the racing club people come in and be like, this is what we have for you, this is what they have for us, like, is that how we want to handle this? Treasurer Fell.
Yeah, Sienna, would you be willing to make a list of the questions that we have and then send it to them and ask them to come and present at the meeting?
Yeah.
That way they have time to prepare and we don't have to finish out the meeting just guessing on what they are gonna do.
Senator Mahone.
I guess with all that in mind, like since we clearly have questions and clarifications that are needed, can I have a motion to call question and vote on this so that we can, like,
Can we motion to table
Yeah,
it?
motion to table.
I guess, yeah, I guess we could do that. I guess my thought was that, like, we should vote on this iteration of it, and then if it doesn't go through, then we can vote on the next version of it, but maybe that's not the best way to do that.
So he's motioning to call the question, which means that he wants to vote. Does anyone want to second that? You don't have to second it. Okay.
Like motion to vote?
Motion denied. All right, Sienna, what did you have to say?
Okay, so this is gonna be like more of a point of this is gonna be, I guess, more of a point of inquiry, I guess. But basically, I think the best suggestion as parliamentarian would be to motion the table, so that way it gives me time to go ahead and sit over that and reach out to the people running this to get them to come in and like answer our questions. It also means that we can vote on a more completed and like it also means we get to vote on I guess like we have our questions answered before we make a vote.
Okay, so we have a motion to table, does anyone want a second?
Actually, point of order then, like, I was kind of under the impression that voting to table would mean like we then table this draft of the Constitution
Yeah.
and then vote on this draft of the Constitution later, but it sounds like that's not what we want to do. Is that,
Well, we need to ask them questions first.
okay.
I think that's the order.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Is that the point?
Yes, it's all-
Yeah, okay.
We need it.
Okay, it has been seconded by everyone that we table this. So I'm going to say that we table this for next week. And with that being all of our new business, we've made it to our second open floor. Does anyone have anything to say? President Rangel?
Did everyone watch the Bad Bunny concert?
Yeah.
The what concert?
The Bad Bunny concert.
Like at the Super Bowl?
So cool to let the Seahawks and Patriots play.
Between.
That was so nice of him.
The Super Bowl was just a bad Bunny concert.
Anything else that we want to talk about this week? Anything happening on campus that we need to talk about and be made aware of, or? Oh, yeah, Sienna?
So in academic hall, my classroom started leaking during class.
Unsurprising.
Yeah.
Academic hall flooding, no.
Sixth floor.
Sure.
I will say, as 10 inches plus all around the city starts to melt over the next few days, we are
yeah.
all going to start to see some leaking as all this thing unfreezes, and any cracks that were there before because of the freezing, like we don't realize they're there until it all melts. So in all fairness, there is more likely to be a few leaks that become discovered
Yeah.
as this all starts to melt.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind, please.
We figured it was because of the snow, but I figured if you're talking about things that happened around Point Park this week, I was like, Park's academic kind of started to leak.
Yeah.
DDD Frank?
On a similar note, there's been a lot of talk of flooding and stuff recently. Did I ever mention last semester when all the sewage water poured into the East West Lab? Did I mention that?
I think you did, yeah.
Okay. I wanted to double check that that was on the radar, let's say.
Yeah, that's definitely on maintenance's radar for sure. So that's a lot of like maintenance-y type stuff. I guess this is just like a good time to like talk about how like a lot of our projects and a lot of our concerns are like very much physical plant dependent, and they do not have us at the top of their like to-do list, it's not like, check into work, check SGA schedule, you know what I mean? So how do we want to continue to go about this as we have so many physical plant requests on behalf of students?
I think we should do like some kind of statement, be like, hey, we know these problems are happening and we're working with the physical plant, because I think a big thing is that people start to panic when they don't know what's going on. So even just be like, hey, we know this is happening. Even like just the warning being like, oh, with the snow melting, there may be few leaks, don't panic. Because when people panic, rumors fly, and then we have what happened with the flooding last week.
Okay, drafting a statement. Are we just like a gauge of the room? Give me a head, yes, no. Just drafting a statement. How do we feel? Yeah. Okay. Dee Dee, Frank.
Are we having a second town hall this semester, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have one before the elections, hopefully, and then one after the elections. Is the plan.
As soon as possible at that first one, whether students bring it up naturally or we integrate it into the conversation, I think maintenance and physical plan should be a big point of discussion at town hall.
Yeah.
So we can directly gauge from the student body.
I will also add, when Tracy comes in, she is the CFO for the university, and one of the areas she directly oversees is physical plant, due to everything we're talking about, the amount of money that it costs, all that kind of thing. So when she comes in, that would be a great opportunity for you all to make sure she's aware of, which she is, please don't get me wrong, but at least from the student's perspective, what you all have experiencing, your concerns, because her being new, this would be a great opportunity for you all to be able to share those things. So keep that in mind as she comes in.
I'll also let everyone know the exact dates.
Senator Cebulski?
This is kind of just like a general thing. I've been seeing a lot of like, I don't even know how to describe it other than like SGA hate.
Hello?
Like, there's been, I've been told a lot of the like Yik Yak people are just like flaming us for no reason, and a lot of people are like kind of like just yelling at us because they don't actually understand what like we do and what we actually can do.
Outside of Yik Yak
Yeah, well, yeah, but there's also been like a lot of just like personal hate towards just the exec cab also. On a lot of different things, not just.
Yeah, with the interview, there were a couple of posts that were, yeah. Tatum?
2 points. One, if we do a statement, I think, what specifically do we want to address in that statement? Like what problems and concerns? I think would be a good place to start with that. And also, just spitballing, we can do and address the hate statement. I don't know what kind of hate it is. If it's like really if it's really nasty stuff, ignore it. But like if we can make it into like a fun thing where we get to like address the hate, I think a lot of people would look at that and start like looking at our accounts more.
Senator Garabek?
A friend of mine that they posted about the hate. They were part of the hate. But they don't know that I'm a senator, so I sent it, or I showed, Madigan, sorry, try your lesson. And they thought it was rude that I showed it without asking, which I was going to. But yeah, I was just gonna say, if you do see any hate, just bring it up. And like these meetings are public; it's not closed door. That was not. That they can just voice their opinion, because it was about disability, and we are not that. I mean, like we can bring it up, but we're not like part of that, that area. So it was just kind of hating on the exec cab, and I kind of know everyone like a good bit, so I was like, so that's why I would like to bring it up.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to mention, since you bring up the disability comment, part of my plan was to try to engage with the identity-based clubs at Point Park University. I know at one point there were attempts at forming like I don't know what the right word to say.
Students of the Disability Alliance, is that what you're talking
Yeah.
Soda.
I don't remember what exactly happened to it, but I am like a big thing for me is be like, hey, we want to hear from you guys. We want to make sure you guys feel represented, and like that's a big part of my plan. So I just wanted to put that out there before the hate gets any worse, I guess.
So now that we have a new duty coordinator, that is an area that we are covering. So disability does go through us if there's concerns on campus. Last year we had some like spacing adjustments in the cafeteria, as well as fixing some of the ADA buttons on campus that were broken, also installing some ADA buttons that were not there before. So that happened last year, but this year we have slowed down kind of on disability like recognition and improvements. So hopefully with Grace stepping into this and that being one of her initiatives, that kind of moves forward. But yeah, I think a lot of the hate, like whether it can be funny or not funny, it's just kind of like, I think what it is that the students are perceiving that we're taking in feedback, but they're not seeing any change, and so they're like, okay, so you guys are doing absolutely nothing. And so they're getting kind of frustrated that like, we're hearing them, but then they're like not seeing anything different. Senator Zawalski.
I think it'd be a very good idea to start concocting, I guess, like messages to send out to the student body about the things we were trying to do, let alone when we finish it. I think letting people know that we need, or that we're trying, and be it physical plan or whoever or whatever's happening, there's other things that are going on and that we're trying to do everything we can, but unless people want to come and help, like we're trying.
It's gonna take time, yeah.
It's gonna take time, and we're trying. I know last year I had a pretty large, like, amount of my work was with the disability services, and like I've researched all the ADA laws and all that stuff, and it is a lot of work, and it's complicated, and so there's just a lot going on within these certain areas, especially with culinary. We've talked about them, but yeah, I think we should
There are
draft
other
messages.
organizations and other teams of people that are involved that have their own meetings that we need to meet with. And
Yeah.
It's all bureaucracy, like we all get it, but they don't, is kind of what I'm saying. And then we'll go to DD rank.
I personally don't have YIC, so I'm not seeing this. So like, if someone does see something, can you send it my way? Because I think it's important. Like, yeah, we can, whether we want, we can put a statement out. However we want to do that can be talked about, but I think it would be good to see what's actually being said, because I don't know, and then gauge from there, like, what to put out to the students regarding that.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
So if anyone sees anything, please send it my way on Slack, wherever.
In regards to reaching out to the student body, over Outlook, is there like an overall student government email, or is it just sent from a particular member of executive cabinet?
We have a student government email, and we can do email blasts to the entire student body via you, or like we can do it, I don't know, yeah, through them. Yeah. So we have the ability to reach out. Christian?
Yeah, I remember we did that last year, and we sent out a Google form for suggestions, and we got one.
Yeah, we had one response.
Hey, one's better than none.
Yeah.
No, we get all this hate, but then no one wants to actually fill out the form that helps us actually create all the... Anyway, sorry.
I'm also not very in favor with the statement. I personally would rather talk to physical plant and just get like a whole thing, like a statement from them on the progress and hierarchy of what they're working on at the moment.
Yeah, I worry if we make a statement, then it's like, okay, so we're hearing them and we're using our energy to respond to hate instead of continuing to do whatever they want, right? So like a statement is definitely a double-edged sword. Like last year we did one about ICE and like ICE on campus and how we feel that the administration should be handling ICE on campus, and we sent it out to a bunch of clubs and we said, here's what SGA is drafting. If you clubs want to make any amendments to it and put your voice in here, then we would love to talk to you and work with you to make a statement that everyone in this big group agrees with, so that way we can all put our names on it and sign it and send it to admin and say, this is what the students want, this is where we're all on the same page. And even that statement got like kind of torn to shreds on social media because people didn't like who we included on the signatures or what the statement was, or people are always going to find something to be mad about, and so I'm worried that a statement regarding negative feelings would be just kind of received poorly. Senator Smolsky. Okay, Senator Mahone.
Oh, I was just gonna say that like any position of like perceived authority is going to come with hate comments,
Yeah.
and unless it's like really overwhelming like grassroots hatred for student government, which I highly suspect it's not because frankly I don't think that many people pay enough attention, then we shouldn't address it. Like if there's constructive criticism in there, we should take it, but we don't need to like make a big show out of acknowledging it. Honestly, I kind of feel like even just talking about it in this meeting is giving it a little bit too much attention. That's, that's just how I feel.
Senator Smolsky.
I second most of the things that Riley just said, but I don't think we should necessarily like comment on the hate. I think we should just say, hey, this is what we're doing. These are all the things that we've been working on the past semester and current semester, and I think we should just try and like, because it feels to me like people are expecting us to do one thing, but like not really talking about it to any of us. So I feel like we need to just, I think I'm rambling here, but yeah, I think we should have a drafted message not for the hate, but for what we're actually doing.
Yeah, so from what I'm gathering from that is like the message here is that the students want an update on what we are doing and just feel like they've heard a lot of things, but then they aren't seeing anything. So maybe we send out one of those, like, we could make a compilation of all of our weekly stuff and send out like a big, here are all the things that we're working on maybe.
Yeah,
Christian?
I mean, when I came into this, that was my goal, to have a monthly report. I didn't do any of that. That's totally my fault,
So he's running a platform, out the window.
But for the remaining time, it looks like I'll do a fall report and then a spring report, and that's all, at least I'll do something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
All right, anything else? Giesky?
So I wanted to wait to the end so you all can say what you need to say. There's a few things I would say. Okay, one, what you are working on is reported every week in the newspaper, respectfully. Two, there's an open and public meeting every week in which any student at this university can attend and find out what is going on. So I think in all fairness to you all, there are several ways in which that information is getting out. Now, with that said, we always should take a step back when we get any feedback from our constituents or our groupings and take a moment. So maybe there is something that can be created that would be a regular thing that gets sent out, whether it's through your account, whether it's through campus announcements, however it wants to be, that allows you to share what it is in a different manner, because the manners in which it is being shared doesn't seem to necessarily, for some students, be working. So take the good and the bad. You all are doing a lot of things, and there are a lot of ways this information is getting out. A little bit of deja vu here. Like, I can guarantee you this is the exact conversation my staff has with me about all the things they do and all the things they try to do and how nobody understands what they're doing. So please know you are now in leadership positions, and this is a piece of that, right? It's a piece of when you are working with hundreds and thousands of people. This is the challenges that come with it. So some of this is just a learning lesson for you all in this as well. And I will then, last thing I will say, if anything comes to Yik Yak, until they want to come and own up to what they're saying, no offense, they don't get the credit sorry, but somebody gets mad at you because they put something in and that was shared, then don't put it on Yik Yak. I'll end there.
Okay, anything else to talk about this week? What do you guys have to do this week? Anything fun? Anything to share?
Oh, I got an announcement. We got a new DD, or not, sorry, we got a new DD and a new DI chair, Dewey chair. We got new positions,
Oh, very exciting.
but we already announced that earlier.
Yeah.
That is good.
And then It's On Us is having 2 events this week, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested in Sims and
Wait,
Among Us.
Among Us. So
Hey.
if you're interested in Sims or Among Us, this is the week for you.
Wait, third announcement, BSU is having a game night tonight, if I remember correctly. You should go to that, support BSU.
Or even if no one else has anything to talk about this week, I will adjourn the meeting at 4 to 6 p.m.